Slim Shady LP, Eminem Show, Marshall Mathers LP, Death of Slim Shady, Revival. Explain that one to me, dog. Explain. What's up, Shay? James, man, you don't miss, dog. You don't be missing, man. I might need to re-listen, Ron. I think so, man, because I know you're talking about music to be murdered by, or at least I think that's what you're talking about. Let me see what y'all said as far as these albums here. A lot of Eminem show fans. Green Lantern mixtapes, yo, Lions. Yes, sir. Green Lantern mixtapes. Mixtapes are fire, b. That's what I grew up on, man. All of those. Those were my shit back in the day. And the P Cutter Street Wars mixtapes, all that shit. So let's see. We got Drug Ballad was the first song you learned by heart. Shit, that's a good one to think of. I can't remember what was the first Eminem song I knew by heart. It was definitely something off of the Slim Shady LP. I can tell you that. And if I could reach and take a wild stab at it, it was probably Still Don't Give a Fuck. I think it was that, because that was a personal one for me. You know what I'm saying? Ever since I was born, my mama lost me. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that was. I don't know why the fuck I'm here in the first place. My first day on this earth, or my worst day on this earth was my first birthday. Retarded. What did that nurse say? Brain damage. Fuck. I was born during the earthquake. Like, yeah, I like that song, dog. That song was tough. But let's see. I'm still running this down a little bit. Damn, Ed, you got in a brawl at the gas station? That's crazy. You good? That's not good. Hopefully you alright, man. If that's what I read. If I read that correctly, it looks like it said you got into a little bit of a brawl at the gas station. Ron Eminem Show, Death of Slim Shady, Music to be Murdered by, and I like B-side better. Bad Meets Evil. Okay, that's a different list right there. I like that list. Let's talk about it for a second. So, Death of Eminem Show, cleared. Death of Slim Shady, cleared. Music to be Murdered by, understandable. B-side. Bad Meets Evil. Can we sub Bad Meets Evil for a solo? Can we sub that one for a solo? Because that's a collab. Dope album, though. Fire-ass album. But it's a collab. And I think I'm going for solos here. But I like that choice. And Marshall Mathers LP, I like your 5. With Bad Meets Evil in there, I still like your 5. But I want to know what a solo is on that. Because I would definitely consider that a collab album. So let me know what a solo is in there, Ron. And then we got DM Films, who says Slim Shady LP. Oh, you already numbered it all, so I'm good. Slim Shady LP, Eminem Show, Marshall Mathers LP, Death of Slim Shady, Revival. Explain that one to me, dog. Explain the Revival for me, because I personally think, you're gonna like it, you're gonna laugh at this one. I think that's Eminem's worst album. One of his worst albums. Like all across the board too. Like, I think that was when Eminem tried to get into what people be saying, the woke Eminem. You know what I'm saying? Because even Joe said that too. So like, you know, a lot. That album wasn't received too well. I'm not gonna lie. Like for me, and let me explain why I wasn't really banging with it as much. I think he leaned too much into the politics of things. Like we like M when he gives us like White America. What's that song that he had? Where it's like scrutinize every word, scrutinize every line, whatever that one. I want to say it's Mosh or something like that. Has that. When he goes in those pockets, that's fine. But when he gave us like 5 tracks, and I stood with Joe on this one. I think it was that song where, you know, because he was tapping into the culture, which I think M was pressured into speaking on black issues, kind of like how I hate to say it, the culture does that shit with like everybody. It's not just M. Like we did that shit with Jordan. Like, well, why doesn't Jordan do this and that and third? And everybody buys his shoes and blah blah blah. I never was really a big person on that stance. I never stood on that. I never backed people on that stance. I'm always just like, yo, they're their own person, dog. Like, why do they need to like do things because you feel the need for them to speak on the issue? I never felt like people had to do that, but that is what it is. So I didn't feel like he needed to go into that, but I feel like the culture in hip hop pressured him to get into like that type of bag, and it didn't come off too well. Like my man had it like black boy shit. That shit, like, once again, not derogatory, but once again, this is culture shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't want to hear, like, this ain't me, but it's like, I don't want to hear white man talk about black boy shit and then doing that in the song. So I got his point on that. You know what I'm saying? I understood his point. I didn't particularly like the song. It just didn't fit for M too. It just didn't fit for M on that. And then my biggest disappointment in that album, and granted, now before I get into that, my biggest disappointment, I love The Rose, I love Castle. You know what I'm saying? Those are like my favorite songs off of the joint. And in my head, I love those 3 songs. Outside of that, I can't tell you any other song off of that. And maybe the intro, maybe Do You Believe or Believe? Cool. But now I get into what I didn't like the most. And this is where I think I was turned off by the album completely. It was the fucking Beyonce feature. The Beyonce feature, dog. Now, I've always been, not on record, but in my circles and just in conversations throughout the years of being a fan of M, I've always been like, yo, listen, give M a chick that's going to sing like a Beyonce. Like, you know when we always hear those female vocalists on the hooks. I'm like, give him that, and he's going to have a banger, and it's going to be fine. You can't deny this dude M from anything at that point. Never really did it, but I will have some key mentions. The Jasmine Sullivan or In Question Alicia Keys song that's banned and everywhere, but it's called Cocaine. Fire song. Spend Some Time. Fire song. Female vocalist on the hook. Even though M was, I never thought I'd find. Even though he did that, but spend some time with me. Like, she was the one that really made that shit. I just want to love you for the rest of my life. I just want to hold you through the morning. Hold, like that shit. Another banger. So he did it, but once again, nobody associated that quite, because I think that was on like the 8 Mile soundtrack and all that. So we fast forward to the Beyonce shit, which I forgot the song. I don't even know the name of the song. That's how much I didn't like it. I didn't like how he went acapella on that. You know what I mean? Acapella on an album for a song that was supposed to have a powerful message in it, and I guess you were supposed to listen to him, but I don't know. I don't like the whole, I know we said things, did things that we didn't mean, like choppy flow of Eminem. And I feel like he went in that bag on that song. And I'm like, bro, you got Beyonce on your song, and she's one of the best female vocalists in the game, and you gonna hit me with this shit? So I was very disappointed, because it was years of defending M, being like, if he gets this, it's a wrap. And he didn't fucking do it for me. So overall, I just really didn't bang with that album like that. So I'm surprised that I see Revival in there. That's my rant on Revival. Revival was the worst album for me. Lions Den. Eminem's Show, Marshall Mathers LP, Slim Shady, Death of Slim Shady, and Kamikaze. I like that 5 a lot. I like that 5 a whole lot. Kamikaze can easily, I can see how that could be in there. But only thing that I would say about Kamikaze is that, in like a lot of M's albums, is that you have to be a real big fan of that album. And this is my opinion. Like, I'm not changing. I love the 5, but only thing with Kamikaze is that, like, all time, I'm also like, damn, that just doesn't fit, because it doesn't have classics on it. Every other album got that classics. You know what I'm saying? But that's a fan favorite. Kamikaze, I'm a fan of that one. I think I got that shit like 6th or 7th on like my all-time list. You know what I'm saying? So it's in my top 10 for sure. So I'm like, I could see how. But I'm like, I think that top 5, when it comes to Eminem albums, it's always like, it's got to be those. It's not, it's got to be, but I'm like, the classics always fit in that. So I fuck with that list though. I definitely bang with that list. That list is hard. Let's see, DMs. Okay, you said Eminem's pen game is better now, but the songs were just better on. That's a fact, DMs. You know what I'm saying? Like, the songs was definitely better and his pen game, his penmanship, and his bars is on another level. But overall, when you get that triple threat, dope beat, dope lyrics, and just a good song, M in this rapidy rap phase that he's in, I feel like has had a hard time to find that because he's so I don't give a fuck what y'all think and my fans are gonna like it, which is cool. But he's lost that essence, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Because Death of Slim Shady brought that back a little bit. But prior to that, there weren't a lot of those songs on his albums. It was just displaying his rap abilities and shit. And then you a fan or you not. That's where I think he drew the line at. But Death of Slim Shady, I think he tied it all back in. I'm very excited to see what his next album's gonna be, to be honest with you, and how it's gonna sound. If he will ever even come out with another album again, because you know how that goes too. The older rappers tend to just like do this and then fade to black for a little bit and just hop on features. But I think Eminem did like the reverse, because fade to black for a hot second and then was on a bunch of features and then surprised us with that album. So we'll see what that is. You know what I'm saying? What else is in the chat here? Is that all we got? Is that all we got for the albums? For the album chat? I think that was a good one. I liked y'all list though. I definitely liked y'all list. I fuck with all of those. So I'm here. Oh yeah, Chloroseptic was fire. But I like the Chloroseptic remix better because that was after, once again, coming with Joe and coming at Joe and shit like that. That was why I think I liked it better. And I like 2 Chainz. And once again, that goes back to another 2 Chainz and Eminem collab that's pretty fire. Like, I like them on a beat together. A lot of people be expecting Eminem or 2 Chainz to be this lyrical miracle guy. But me personally, I like Titty Boy better. They're the same person, but I just like when he was Titty Boy better than 2 Chainz. But a lot of people expect 2 Chainz to be like this lyrical miracle guy, which once again, 2 Chainz could actually rap. Now I don't like him on certain features sometimes. And in the beginning when I first heard him as 2 Chainz, but 2 Chainz who always rap, so I'm always like, I don't know what y'all is listening to, and like, but I get it because Eminem is so here and 2 Chainz would be here as far as the rapping shit goes, or as far as how people are gonna hear it. But yeah. Oh, did I miss one? Ron, my top 5 is Eminem Show, Kamikaze, Music to be Murdered Side, B-Side, Bad Meets Evil, and Marshall Mathers LP. A lot of people got Bad Meets Evil in there, or a few people, I wouldn't say a lot. A few people got Bad Meets Evil in there, which is interesting to see the collab album in there. And I probably should have specified solo, because I'm like, I didn't even think that, because like, there's the Re-Up, which is pretty dope. There's the Slim Shady 14, 13, or 15, whatever it's called, where it's like the Jason mask and it's like a compilation album. That's pretty dope too. Like, I feel like compilations and collab albums, I just didn't think to put those in there. I was thinking solo projects, but Bad Meets Evil is fire. So like, having that in there as top 5, I would 100% get it. I just didn't go that route because I was thinking solo. Yeah, y'all caught up to my Revival rant. Yeah, man, it was Revival. It's cool, man. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. I love My Fault too, yo. My Fault's dope. My Fault. I forgot about My Fault off of that, but I love the skit before. I never meant to give you mushrooms, girl. I never meant to bring you to my world. And now you're lying the corner crying. Yeah, woo. Sing that shit. Yeah, I fucks with that album. God damn. You know what I'm saying? I really do. Like, if you haven't known, or you guys will learn, I really do fuck with M to the max. Like, I really do, dog. I forgot Death of Slim Shady this time. It's so hard to do a top 5. It is hard, dog, because Eminem's got a lot of great albums. Like, it really does. But I'm just surprised by the Revival, though. I ain't gonna fake. The Revival's crazy. Believe. I loved Believe, and I was actually, James, when I was listening to that, 'cause I want to say that's the intro. And when that dropped, I was like, okay, this is gonna be fire. And then he went into like that acapella choppy shit with Beyonce, and then it just went downhill after that. And then I think Frame was on there. Like, there's some songs on there. Don't get me wrong. But that's, in my opinion, I think it's his worst album. Like, a lot of people would deem Encore being his worst album. But in all honesty, I can give you a lot more dope tracks off of that than I can in Revival. That's just my opinion. Like off the top of my head, Light Toy Soldiers, Yellow Brick Road, my first single, even though people hate like how it was, but Rain Man, pretty dope. What's another one on there? Even the bonus tracks on off there, like Ricky Tiki Talk, and then once you call my name out, things will never be the same. Ever since I was introduced to this rap music. Is that Ricky TikTok? I don't know. But then We As Americans is pretty dope. I like Encore actually. Encore is really not as bad as we thought it was, but I can see why we would put it there because once again, Slim Shady LP, Marshall Mathers LP, Eminem show, and then you got hit with that. So it makes sense. But in comparison to everything else, I'm like, that shit's actually pretty good. And as far as the Beyonce shit, yeah, dog. Recovery's top 10. Recovery's top 10. If I was to get into my top 10, that's in there. For sure. I'm glad I just went through the Encore part. Encore, I don't think was the weakest as everybody thought, man. I think Walk on Water was weak, though. Believe was the second track. And okay, so it was in reverse. All right, yeah. Once again, I told you I don't really remember that album like that, and I only fuck with a few tracks and shit. But y'all liked Walk on Water, like for real? I didn't like it, man. It didn't fit. It did not fit. It did not fit. I lost y'all on this topic, Ron. What you mean? Because all y'all is Walk on Water fans. What's up, Jay? Ever going over Eminem show. Nothing's ever going over that. That's a classic. Let me know in the chat and in the comments, man, what y'all think. You know what I'm saying? But I'm definitely putting Eminem show, Marshall Mathers LP, and it's a super toss-up between the Slim Shady LP and the Death of Slim Shady for me. You know what I'm saying? Because once again, I got introduced to Eminem, obviously, through the Slim Shady LP. Like, I was in real time for that. But I also lived through his superstardom and megastar shit when he became with the Marshall Mathers LP and the Eminem show. Those are just different. When you just have to be there for those. Like, those are one of those albums I think you just have to be there for. But Slim Shady LP, and if I was to compare, it's funny because I was doing a little segment called the Death of Slim Shady versus the Birth of Slim Shady. You know what I'm saying? I was doing a little segment like they're going track for track, and I can't even remember where I was at that point when I was doing it and how I was comparing it. Like, I don't remember it off the top of my head at all. But it was close. It was a close comparison because those are like, once again, they're right there neck and neck, and I put that either third or fourth. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, but I just can't choose sometimes. But I think I'm really gonna lean towards the Death of Slim Shady because I think it's just a more mature side, and his rhyming is just so much better. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, the Slim Shady LP is like his what do you call it? His origin stories or his, rapping like the Rents Due moments and like the hunger and shit. But it's something about that Death of Slim Shady, dog, that I really, really fuck with. You know what I'm saying? Because I still be playing that shit to this day, and it's almost been out for a year. Where like the Slim Shady LP, I don't go back to that one as much. I ain't gonna lie, I don't go back to the Slim Shady LP as much. Now there's certain songs out of there I like 97 Bonnie and Clyde, classic. You know what I'm saying? Brain Damage, classic. Still Don't Give a Fuck, the last one, classic. Like, there's a lot of dope records on there. Role Model, classic. Guilty Conscience, classic. But I don't know, dog. Like, it's something about, I think this one it ages better. You know what I'm saying? Like, the subject matter and shit just ages better in today's atmosphere, and then just even for me, just listening to music and shit. But yeah, man, we gonna. Yep, I think we're all on the same page about that. It looks like y'all are all on the same page in here, man. But also, let me know. Give me y'all orders. Top 5 too. We ain't gotta go like 16 albums. I think that's a lot to type. But give me in order. I want to know in order Eminem's best albums to y'all. I do want to know that, and I'll give y'all mine in order right now too. Again, you know what I'm saying. Mine is Eminem Show, Marshall Mathers LP. I'm going to go there. Death of Slim Shady, Slim Shady LP, and then Encore. Because that's the era where, obviously, Eminem was, like, at his superpowers. So, out of those 5 albums, let me see what y'all think. are the top 5. You know what I'm saying? Top 5 albums to y'all. And I'll check back with y'all in a minute, but we gonna hop into that.